Yo, back with another video, man. Already back. Actually, like re-listen to the sound quality on the video. You can't even hear anything. You can't hear any of this background noise. So the laptop was a good purchase. Um, so today I just wanted to talk about I know yesterday we were just talking about how like staying present, and I kind of forced myself to upload that video because I haven't made content in so long, and I really just wanted to let you know where I'm at and just like how much of a battle it is to stay present. Because, like I said, everything is forcing you to, be stuck in the past. But it's so crazy how, when you're really on your, and this is something I really want to talk about in this video, when you're really on your mission and you're really locked in, you don't have to think. And this is something, and this is what I kind of want to talk about in this whole video. You don't have to think when you're locked in. Like, like I'm on holiday, and it's sometimes you have to like force a thought, or you have to think, right? Oh, I'm gonna go. Some people are like, because I think about it. You're sorry, I'm not explaining it the best. So when you're at home right now and you're at work every day, your mind is so jumbled, scrambled with thoughts. And the reason why you're actually scrambled with thoughts is because you're stagnant. Now you're wondering, how does that make any sense? But let's just look at it logically, right? Stagnant, dead water, right? It starts collecting all these chemicals, and then eventually turns into still water, right? They say don't touch, don't even go in that water. You're gonna die. It's the same thing with your thoughts. When you're stagnant, and I didn't explain it in the last video, but when you know what your week's gonna look like, you know what every day looks like, it allows you to actually have subconsciously way more time to think and just pull all the thoughts together. So your mind just discombobulated. Now it's actually the opposite when you're traveling. So when you're traveling, you're in motion. So you're in motion. So your thoughts are kind of station. Your mind is stationary, right? You're moving, but your mind is stationary. And it's the opposite though. When you're home and you know your work week all the time, right? Your mind's moving everywhere. Mind's moving, trying to think of something because your body's not really doing anything. So your mind has to move, right? So when I'm on vacation, I don't really have to think. The thoughts just get downloaded into me, and that's why I said, like, when you're really on your path, and it doesn't, and I don't want people to think that, you have to be traveling and going to all these different countries and everything like this. I had a conversation with my friend, and, he just went to Florida, for a weekend real quick. And it's like, it's something simple as that, right? It's something as simple as, go do something. Go, and it don't even need you to go several states over. It could be you just simply needing to go do something. Go, you know and that's why even at a certain point you can over abuse things. We are meant to switch it up. We are meant to experience new, because I remember one summer before I was going to Japan, like we were working out like every day. We were working out, doing the same thing over and over again, and you think like being healthy and getting in that mindset would be beneficial, but we got burnt out on it, because even the gym isn't training you. The gym is cool and all, but I'm not going to sit here and say you need to go to the gym every day. No, it'd be better if it would be more beneficial for you to do yoga and some breath work and call it a day than go to the gym and do like a little walk or something like that. But going to the gym, actually going to the gym, it's stationary. Again, it's something stationary. You need to mix it up. Do yoga, breath work one day, gym another day, something the other day. Just really and kind of switch it up. Try your best to switch it up every other week or something like that. Because I'm telling you, our minds, I don't know where this notion came from that, minds love stability. And I really, as I'm getting older, we like stability. We do. You want to have a base, and that's fine. You want to get a base. Like I would love to get a nice little cribbo someplace, but stability in a sense of like that's fine. But you know, we need a little bit of change every other day. We need some change, or you start to become the worst version of yourself. But anyway, getting back to the main point of just like, um, when you're on the path, you don't have to think. The thoughts get downloaded onto you, and it's just so funny because my friend and I texted him. I was like, "Yeah, I had a thought that came in my head, and I need to think about it." and I want to run it by you. But then he ended up tweeting it, and I was just like, I mind you, didn't even tell him what I was saying. Didn't even tell him nothing. I was just like, yo, I got some thoughts. And he ended up tweeting it. But that just goes to prove, point is that the path is the path. The path is the path. Don't matter who's walking it. Don't matter where you're living. No matter what, dude. The path is the freaking path, and everybody who's gonna walk it is gonna walk it, and you're gonna have the same thoughts. These thoughts are not. I think that we have a misconception on what thoughts are. We think of thoughts as if like we're thinking them. No, the thoughts are already there. What do they say? They say energy cannot be destroyed or reproduced, right? So the energy is already there. You're just finally accessing it, right? You're finally getting to a level where you can access it. You're leveling up, and then boom, here's a power up right here waiting for you. Just like a video game. Just you can't get to certain points until you beat this, this level. Same thing with the thoughts. Some thoughts aren't, the conversations, you try to have now with somebody, they don't even understand you. Of course not. You're way too many levels ahead, right? So I just want to make sure, people don't think that these thoughts are yours. These thoughts aren't yours. You have to be even ready to get to the thought, right? And then eventually it just imagine that pattern just been repeating over and over. Eventually, and then you forget who even came up with it, right? It's like, it's like a gym, Pokemon, right? It's like, who was the first gym leader? Nobody knows, but we know who this one is, and then the one before that, and it just keeps going. And eventually, you're just like, oh, this is just the tradition. This is what we've been doing for so long. We don't even know. But you can't get to that next gym leader until you beat the previous one. So, but also, I just really wanted to get on here and say, like, about this staying present and fighting the nostalgia and walking the path. The biggest thing too is that when people realize, the people I meet, what it takes. I think the first thing it takes is a level of confidence. I say it all the time. You need confidence that just can't be broken, because the path is like it's gonna reject you. It's gonna not you, but like it's gonna reject everybody around you. And it's going to make you not want to do things, be around people, and you have to be okay with that. Yeah, I don't want to be over there, and I don't want to do that. And you're going to have to be okay with these things. And I think that's a hard thing, and that's a hard, realization for a lot of people, because we want to be in the mix. Everybody wants to be in the mix. But sometimes, when you're on the path, you ain't supposed to be in the mix, man. You're not supposed to be caught up over there. Like I think about how, if I were to go sell drugs or do something like that, right? I would get arrested and locked up in a heartbeat. But meanwhile, other people, they can do it. They can sell drugs, do whatever they want, and never get in trouble. But me, let me even just think about doing it. Let me even think about doing it. I'm done. Thought police got my ass. I'm just letting you know, because I'm saying, like, when you're on a higher frequency and you're on a different game, man, you can't fuck around. The stakes are so much higher. There's so much, and that's why you even feel it. That's why it feels like the pressure is always there on you. It feels like the pressure is always on you because the stakes are higher. That's why people treat you differently. That's why people look at you differently. It's because they know that you have more pressure than they do. So they kind of already resent you, because they're like, why does this person have more pressure? Why does this person have to be a certain way to, and they know it. Everybody, listen, I'm trying to tell you, the way the world works, everybody knows you're different. Everyone, they already know subconsciously. I've been telling that to one of my friends for the longest. I used to be like, bro, you really don't believe that these people can see who you are for real, for real? If this was like a spirit, what's that? Animes now where they can see the villain, like the curses and stuff like that. You can see all the the demons and stuff. Bro, these people, I'm telling you, these NPCs, these bosses, people that were walking around, they can see that you him. They can see. Yo, fun fact. I just learned that him actually stands for His Imperial Majesty. I did not know that. Um, and it was actually the Ethiopian, Haile Selassie. That's why I be changing my name. I needed to get them names be swagging. But anyway, sidebar. Him, His Imperial Majesty. That's actually so fire. But man, these people can see who you are, man. They know who you are. They've been new. They can see that you're a general. And they can't mess with you, but they know they got strength in numbers, They go, well, he doesn't know he's a general. They know that you don't know. They know you don't know. I'm trying to tell you, this game is deep, and and this is why I say the confidence is if imagine forgetting that you're a general, but the whole goal in life is to remember that you're a general. But other people know that you're a general, but they see you right now as like a little villager, right? So you're a little villager, but your whole goal is to become this general, right? So what I'm saying is, why would they help you? Why would anybody remind you that you're the general? Why would anybody help your dumbass? I wouldn't help you. Even if I was a general, I wouldn't help you. I'd be like, bro, this general little young bull, I'm not helping him. He better remember who he is. That's just because that's how I am. It's all fun and games at the end of the day. I don't mean it maliciously. I just think it's fun, As much as this life is torturous, it's very heavy, it's still so much fun. It's so much fun to just laugh and enjoy, and like we have to share it with these NPCs and bots, but like, it is what it is. You just gotta laugh at them. For one, they can't do nothing to you. As long as you don't do nothing, they can't do nothing to you. Because you gotta remember, you're spiritually protected. So this is the thing. What I'm trying to say is that, like, since you're so spiritually protected, they say you're the general or whatever. They can't touch you. They can't harm you ever. But it's only when you put your dumbass in those situations, they're like, finally, we got him. We got him. So that's why they want you to fail and fall so bad, so that they can finally get you on their terms, right? In this physical matrix, they want to get you. They want to get you up out of here, pack you up. But you got to remember who you are. And that's why I say to even remember who you are requires so much self-confidence, lack of insecurity, belief. And that's why, you meet a lot of people who are like, they always want to dabble their toes into conspiracy and spirituality, but then like, nah, but I can't, that stuff's still too, because they scared, man. They scared. They're insecure. They lack the confidence, because you hearing all that stuff, you go, oh yeah, that could be all true, because at the end of the day, I'm a king. You know what I mean? Like, think about what I'm trying to say is that, like, you will believe it all. It doesn't matter if it's crazy or not, because at the end of the day, you have to believe something crazy, that you're some spiritual, that you're some general, that you're some god, not on this realm. So what's learning, let's just say, I'd be like, everybody talking about reptilians, but like, what's learning about a reptilian when I'm a fucking spirit god over in this other realm? I'd be like, bro, who gives a fuck about the little young bull lizard? The little young bull lizard, bro. Like, I'm over here, I'm a whole spirit king. Like, fuck a little lizard gonna do to me? You see what I'm saying? So people, you gotta remember, people are really scared out here. People are really scared. People are really insecure. And we're in the era now where you got to double down on it, man. Make them feel insecure. Make them feel scared. It's it's another person you don't got to deal with. That's where that's how I move 24/7 now, man. Sucks that you're insecure. Sucks that you're scared. I'm not, but sucks for you. And you just got to be okay with that, because at the end of the day, they don't care about you, and no one does. So why should you feel bad on making somebody who would go out of their way to throw that stone at you? Don't feel bad, I'm telling you. Look, Jesus even said, look, I forgive you for, Jesus was like, I forgive you for what you about to do to me, bitch ass nigga. You feel what I'm saying? Like, why do we act like Jesus wasn't a pimp? Like, I hate that we have this soft narrative of him, like, he wasn't really like out here like calling people out their names and stuff. Like, bro, I'm telling you, he knew he was calling people out their names. I promise you, bro. You about to do what to me? You, but guess what? I forgive you. Come on, we know he didn't just let all this stuff slide without saying a little bit of digs here and there. That's why you ugly as I don't know what anyway. You know what I mean? Like, come on, I know Jesus, man. We fam, we kin. But I just want to put out a little fun little video for you guys. You know, like I said, just man, staying present, staying confident, staying, non insecure. Don't care. We got to stop carrying this old baggage, man. Stop caring about everybody. I don't care about none of these people no more, man. What are they doing for me? What are you doing for me? What am I? And that's the thing. I'm doing so much for people, and I'm just like, I'm not doing it no more. Even it's in my nature, but like now you got to show me that you somewhat of a king, a general, or something, and then I can be like, all right, I can really help you for real. But we ain't not helping in no little, you know. Now I got to help all the villagers, but the villagers play a role. It's for you to feed me and keep everything in order. You feel me? All right, that's it. I'm out, but I think you get what I'm saying. Just you need a supreme confidence. You need to not be insecure. You need to stop carrying this baggage. You need to remember who the hell you are, because for real, you're not somebody to be playing with. So stop playing with yourself. Take yourself seriously.